Now, let's move on to something completely different and talk about charitable donations. Now, we can all recall the scandal regarding Oxfam and various other charities as well over the actions of some of their individual aid workers and, well, effectively the cover-up of a lot of those the wrongdoing when it came to abuse of children and vulnerable women in war-torn and other areas suffering from humanitarian disasters. We've also had quite a lot of scandals regarding the sort of fat cat pay that many of the chief executives and other senior executives at many senior charities have actually had in recent years. And a lot of people have said that they're not so happy about giving money to big charities. Well, it does seem that charities do need to win their trust back. A quarter of people are no longer donating to charity, according to a study carried out by the ethical mobile network, the People's Operator. They found this year. They say that the average UK adult will donate £72.95 a year to charity, so almost £73. Some have raised far more money with their sort of charity exploits. But an awful lot of people, as I say, up to a quarter of us are saying they're no longer giving to charity because of that. Well, let's talk to two guests on this. Laura Roberts, who's a charity project manager, and also Sam Tillotson, who's chief executive of the People's Operator, who carried out the research. Good morning to you, Laura and Sam.
Good morning.
Good morning. Sam, let me ask you first. You carried out this survey to see how much money people give to charity and why they give it and why they don't give it. Were you surprised by the results?
Yeah, I think we were a little. I think that on average the UK public is really generous in terms of their giving, and I think there's obviously some regional variances in there. But I think charities have had a hard time at late, and we should be doing as much as we can at the moment to help support them, especially the ones that haven't been caught up in recent news events.
Well, that's it, isn't it? I mean, I think per head of the population, we give more, don't we, in charitable donations than many other countries. We've got quite a long track record on this. But I'm always amazed by quite how much money goes to animal charities when there are so many human beings that need help. But it does seem now that the charities that raise funds for adult illnesses such as cancer are now the most likely recipients of our money. Animal charities, and then money for children's illnesses, hospitals and hospices. Also combating child abuse is a growing charitable field. But missing persons charities are the least likely to be supported. Why do you think people are making those different choices?
Yeah, it's interesting actually, and the research actually points back to the fact that 62% would actually support a cause which has affected them personally. So I guess that has a big factor to play as well.
Yes, if you haven't had your life touched by a missing person, but you have had your life touched by losing a family member to cancer, that will affect you. Laura, you're a charity project manager. Have you seen people's sort of faith in charities? Have you seen that change over the years? Laura, are you there?
Oh, sorry.
Hello, we lost you for a second.
Last bit of what you said.
Have you seen things change over the recent years, or even just recent months, about people's attitude towards charities?
It's difficult to say. I've worked for this charity for 3 years, and we support elderly and disabled people in Islington. Mm-hmm. And I find that most of the people that give donations are
Oh, Laura, we've got quite a few problems with your line. We'll see if we can get it back up, but we'll go back to Sam if we can. Sam, it is interesting though that things like the abuse scandal will make people say, "I won't give money to a particular charity," but it does appear that they're not saying, "I won't give money to that charity because I'm unhappy about how they handled this particular issue," or people being unhappy about things like chuggers, I say, or fat cat pay. But they're not necessarily taking that money and giving it to another charity.
Yeah, and I think there's a number of reasons why people aren't giving. I think trust is just one of those, but there's generally reasons around affordability. But I think also what the results show again is that half the nation feel that they actually should be giving more to charity than they already are. And I think that there are other ways to be able to do that, such as providing volunteer time, for example, and other mechanisms as well.
Yes, indeed. It's not just about the money, is it? Thank you very much, Sam Tillotson, Chief Executive of the People's Operator, an ethical mobile company. They ran this study. Also, really sorry we couldn't get Laura Roberts back on. I know, huge apologies that she's a charity project manager for what sounds like a very worthwhile charity indeed. Laura, thank you for the attempt to come on air.